Good morning. Our distinguished guests, Major General Patrick Cordingley, patron of the Exclusion Memorial Project, the Mayor of Wrexham, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ceremony to commemorate and pay tribute to those that gave their lives in conflict over the past 100 years. My name is John Droog, Chair of Exclusion Community Council, and before we progress with the unveiling of the sculptures and their dedication, I would just like to say a few words of introduction. Back in 2013-14, we as a council were conscious that the Memorial Gardens, although providing a focal point in the village, didn't present a very visible mark to commemorate the fallen. We did want to mark the 100th anniversary period of World War I, and from this was born the idea of creating a lasting testament to the people of Rhostyllen and surrounds that gave their lives defending our country. For my part, I've been very privileged to be part of a community council that has so many talented people with a real desire to make a difference to the area in which we live. That talent and commitment has led us to this point today. The team of councillors behind the project to create, fund and install the sculptures are so deserving of our thanks and gratitude. And generations to come will be respectfully reminded of each service and the sacrifices made in conflict through the 20th century. Now, as the project got underway, initially a team of 6 came together to finalise the design, organise construction and find the £20,000 to make it all possible. Sadly, one of the team, Councillor Neville Alton, passed away before seeing the idea become tangible and finally a reality. A sad loss, Neville contributed so much with a wide range of voluntary work, not just in Exclusion, but across Wrexham. However, the remaining team members, Graham Blackmore, Richard Elias, John Perkins, Amanda Richards, and clerk to the Community Council, Bryn Jones, have succeeded in achieving the goal of having 2 sculptures in place. Such has been the success, I can report that we are here 2 years earlier than we originally planned. Please do join me with me now in showing our thanks to the team for a commemoration for which we can all be justly proud. Now, before introducing and handing over to our guest, General Cordingley, patron of the project, I would like just a moment to run through the programme for today. Following General Cordingley's words, we will move to the unveiling of the sculptures. The General will be assisted by Sergeant Duffy of the Welsh Guards, Councillor Mark Pritchard and the Mayor of Wrexham. Father Sam Erlandson, Vicar of Rhostyllen, will dedicate and bless the memorial sculptures. The Royal Welsh Fusilier bugler will then sound the last post, followed by a minute's silence, and veteran of D-Day landings, Ted Edwards, will then make the exhortation. There will then be a few moments to view the memorial sculptures before, weather permitting, a helicopter fly past from RAF Shawbury. And now, on with our programme. The project would not have come to fruition in such a short time but for the Exclusion Memorial patron, Major General Patrick Cordingley. With a military career spanning 4 decades, General Cordingley is best known for commanding the 7th Armoured Brigade, the Desert Rats, in the First Gulf War. Since retirement, Patrick has become an authoritative commentator on radio and television. His decision to accept the invitation and become the Exclusion Memorial patron, as I say, provided a springboard, helping to generate funding, plus the practical support at numerous points during the life of the project, and this has been invaluable. And please do show your appreciation now as I ask General Cordingley to take us into the ceremony of commemoration. General Cordingley.
Thank you very much for those words of explanation as to why I'm here. I was immensely proud to be asked to be patron of this project, and I confess that most of that has been watching from afar and watching the progress, remarkable progress, towards today. One of the things I did manage to do was to persuade the late His Grace Major General the Duke of Westminster to come to the unveiling and do what I'm going to do today. Sadly, obviously, he is not with us, but I'm told the rumour that he was going to be here went through the whole community, so you did know that he was going to be here. And he was going to come because not only does he not live that far away, but his enormous, when I explained to him, excitement over the fact that you had done this. He was a great military man and a tremendous enthusiast. So you've got me instead squeezed into my uniform that was built for me when I was 21 years old. I want to just add my congratulations to the project team. As I say, having watched from afar, it is amazing what they've achieved in really a short period of time. It's a very hard business collecting money for a project like this, and so my thanks also go for all those who have put their hands in their pockets to make this possible. Also supporters, people who work behind the scene helping the project team. Thank you very much indeed. And today as well, people have come from afar to see this unveiling happen. Thanks for those who have come right from the south of England, and thanks very much for the goat as well. That's a real privilege to have the goat with us. Now, this is going to mean so much to the community. All of us, I suspect here, have had relations who fought in the First and Second World War, or indeed in Iraq and Afghanistan since then. And many of us, like me, will have lost relations in those wars. My mother's family, all the male parts of the family were wiped out completely in the First and the Second World War. And also, too, standing here, one thinks what it must have been like in the First World War. With a feeling of excitement, men went off to fight at the front. Those who were left behind had to go to the mines. They may well have been the lucky ones. And then in the Second World War, the same thing happened all over again. People were keen to volunteer, but some had to stay behind. Some went to the offices to volunteer and would ask, what do you want to join? One of the three services. And they said, I don't mind. And some became Bevan boys and were sent back to the mines. And I would just add that they were actually treated with extreme disrespect at the end of the Second World War. They were not given medals as those who had been fighting had been, nor were they given any real recognition. And that is a tremendous shame, which you, in a community like this, must feel that sort of irritation as I do about the Bevan boys. And those on the memorials as well, some were killed in Northern Ireland and some in the Falklands. But let's pray that no more from the community will die in warfare. But I regret to say the nature of the world we live in today will probably mean that names will still be added. So it's a wonderful thing to have these memorials here, should that be the case. But let's salute, too, those from the communities who have fought in recent wars in Iraq and Afghanistan so bravely. One or two I know from this community have come back badly wounded. But this then is a moment of commemoration, to have these proud memorials unveiled that every Remembrance Sunday you'll stand beside. But it is also a day of commemoration and celebration as well. Celebration that you as a community have got behind this project to have these wonderful memorials unveiled. And thank you very much for letting me be part of that celebration. I'm proud to be its patron. Many thanks.
We will move now to the unveiling of the ceremonies. As you're all probably aware, we have the Welsh and the English on either side of the road. So I will invite now the Mayor and Leader of Wrexham Council, Councillor Mark Pritchard, over onto the English side, and Major General Patrick Cordingley over onto the Welsh side, with, I think, assisted by Sergeant Duffy.